Oh, hi! Welcome to my holiday special. I'm just trimming the tree. Oh, that was a cool move. So, for my holiday special, we're gonna be having a fondue party. Why fondue in particular? My family has a tradition. I don't know how it started. I don't know how long it's been going, but we have fondue every Christmas Eve, and not just like a cheese fondue that we all share, but like a 3-course fondue meal that is really fun and that I've been kind of missing out on because of not eating cheese and bread and meat. So we are going to make it vegan and gluten-free and very shareable and delicious. I'm gonna have some friends over and we're gonna eat food. I'm a little bit nervous about having a fondue party because one family tradition is that somebody often gets set on fire, and it's usually my dad. He has set oven mitts on fire, cloths himself, so that can happen. We're gonna make some decorations, get the house all cute, and like, everyone knows this means Christmas vibe. So yeah, let's get started. It was too cold to wear an outfit, so it's a Harry Potter Christmas!
Christmas bells, Christmas bells, Christmas bells are ringing.
That's a very deep cut. It's from the Christmas Ghosts from the Philosopher's Stone movie. Did you listen to that album? Okay, so on our 3-course fondue menu, we have classic fondue, which is a vegan cheese fondue, and then a fondue bourguignon, which would be like, in my family we would do like oil or more likely broth, and then you put meat and stuff in it, dip it in sauce, but we don't eat meat, so I'm gonna do more of like a hot pot inspired, like really flavorful broth that we can put different veggie stuff in. And then of course, chocolate fondue. I got some fun stuff. Got some fun stuff to stick in there. Cool. Okay, so we're going to start with the cheese fondue, and what's really good about it is you can make it and put it in the fridge and just heat it up before you start dipping. So I'm just going to chop up these onions. We're going to puree the mixture at the end, so I'm not that worried about things being that tiny. I don't know what it is about these particular onions we got, but they're major weepers. Oi! Oi! Mother trucker.
Mother trucker, dude!
It was 2 little onions. Like. Okay, so I'm just gonna saute these until they're soft. And then once they get soft, I'm gonna add garlic. I never put onion and garlic in together because garlic has a lot more sugars than onion, so it will burn quickly. I have some really beautiful garlic here from the farm that we were getting our farm basket from. It was really cool because we got everything from the same farm. So we started with like the garlic shoots, garlic scapes, that's what it's called. And then we had like really young garlic, and now we have the beautiful aged garlic. Don't ask about why the pot's not here right now. It's the magic of television. Also, whenever I say magic of television, I feel like a father. Like a proper dad. Okay, so I'm gonna add my garlic. Get in there. And since we're making this like cheese flavor from scratch, basically our job is to build the cheesy things. So we need like a little bit of savory, like a piquant thing, some winey, boozy taste, because cheese fondue is very boozy, and like stretchy, sticky. So for the stretchy, sticky, we're gonna use tapioca starch and potatoes. I'm gonna use cashew for like the rich cheese taste, and then we're gonna use lemon and miso for like the bite. If I had sauerkraut, I would be adding like a little bit of the juice from that into the cheese sauce, because that would be so good, but I forgot to get sauerkraut today. So don't be mad at me, I'm mad enough for the both of us. Okay, so to our onions and garlic, I'm adding like 1 medium-sized chopped up potato. Next, I'm gonna add like a cup of cashews. I buy these cashew pieces and it costs like half as much as regular cashews. I'm just gonna blend them up anyways, so yeah, that's good. I'm gonna let this cook for a little bit, and then I'm going to use about half a cup of white wine to whatever it's called, get all the little bits up. Okay, so I'm gonna add some white wine. If you don't drink or keep alcohol in the house, you can just use stock or water for this. Now I'm just gonna add a little bit of water or broth to cover everything up, and I'm gonna let it boil until the potatoes are cooked like fork tender. Okay, so the potatoes are fork tender. Oh, I thought I had one on my fork. Fork tender, I'm sorry, it's not even a joke. So we're gonna add all the goodies. I'm gonna add a big pinch of salt. I've got a little bit of vinegar for acidity. I've got nutritional yeast. I like a lot of nutritional yeast. So I'm gonna put like half a cup in, maybe more. I love nutritional yeast. I'm also gonna add a big tablespoon of miso, and I've got a little bit of lemon juice. Did I say lemon juice? It's vinegar. A spoonful to start. Apple cider vinegar. I'm also gonna add a pinch of MSG. It's just gonna make it taste more, you know? Okay, I'm gonna let this cool a little bit, and then we're gonna blend it, and it'll be almost done. So I'm just gonna let it cool. In the meantime, I'm getting all of our dippable items ready. I have pre-boiled a bunch of these like beautiful little potatoes. I got a mixed bag with all different colors. I'm currently parboiling some broccoli and cauliflower, so I'll cook it until it's really bright green, run it under cold water. And then you can't really buy, my favorite gluten-free bread places have both closed, so I was like, I'll buy this mix, I know it's good, I'll make the mix, it'll be great, I'll make baguettes. We have this now. A baguette, delicious. It tastes fine. So we'll cut this into bread cubes. In a perfect world, we would have a delicious, beautiful baguette or like a country sourdough or something. But AJ thinks I look like Macaulay Culkin when I wear this sweater because the sleeves are so thick that I can't put my arms all the way down. So I'm just... So what do we have for the cheese fondue? We have bread, potato, broccoli, cauliflower, and I have some pretzels. It would also be really good if you had some like Beyond Meat sausage, like cut that up into little bits and fry it. You could dip it in the cheese. That would be really good. What else? Grapes. Grapes are really good in there. Okay, just little cubes of bread. Party platter. Okay, whatever. I made way too much food. What's new? If you make too much food, we have to go like this. Okay, so I'm going to add our cheese mixture to my blender. If you had an immersion blender, that's fine. You could totally use that. Get it in there. I'm also adding to this a little slurry of tapioca flour. So I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch to some water, maybe a little bit more. And that's just so that we don't get any chunks in the mixture. So just water and tapioca. And as the tapioca cooks, it's gonna get really stretchy, like a stretchy cheese, well, not like a stretchy cheese kind of deal, but a stretchy cheese kind of deal. Put that in. I'm gonna blend this up over there. This smells so good. So like, it's looking cheesy. Wow. So I know I mentioned this before, but if you had some sauerkraut in your fridge and you added some of the sauerkraut juice to this, it would be so good. Okay, so as you can see, it's like getting a little bit gloopy. How we want it. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more acid and a big pinch of salt. And we're gonna let this cook even more. And as it cooks, it'll get a little bit stretchier. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I cooked everything in the actual fondue pot. So many less bowls to clean. So let's try this cheese. It's looking thick, a little bit stretchy. It smells divine. It's like we're skiing. Come luge with us.
Come luge with us.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't really remember what cheese tastes like, but Jesus. I'm gonna try a pretzel. Ooh, I forgot to put, I'm gonna put a little bit of Dijon in here. I forgot to do it before. Usually I would put like mustard powder in here, but I totally forgot. So a little, like, 1/4 teaspoon of mustard. And to complete our dipping platter, I have all of the cauliflower and broccoli. I have like 4 people coming over. It's fine. I hope they're hungry. Did I seem like Barefoot Contessa there? I hope they're hungry. Let's do that mustard in before I forget. This is done. You can let that cool and you could put it in the fridge for a couple of days if you wanted to. Okay. Somewhere in my memories, all of the laughter, all of the other things. I have a very fun craft for you. This incredible, kitschy, campy, ridiculous tinsel wreath. I made one of these I always do the Christmas windows at Library St. Henry Books here in Montreal, and this year I wanted to do like a tinsel Gucci disco Christmas. So this is what I came up with, and it's so easy to make. It takes like 10 minutes. You can get everything at the dollar store, and it's really cute and different, and it's so nice in the sunshine when the light hits it. So let's make one. You will need, oh, that's not gonna show. A wreath ring. Tinsel. This is tinsel that I thrifted last year. This is incredible holographic tinsel from the dollar store. And then for color, we're gonna add Pom Poms. I found these Pom Pom garlands at the dollar store, so I'm gonna use these. But you can also buy Pom Poms, or I have some like homemade Pom Poms here that you could attach. And then the last thing I have is some floral wire that you use for making wreaths. So my plain silver tinsel is a little bit thinner, so I'm gonna use it as like a base, and all you have to do is wrap the tinsel around the wreath ring. And you can attach it with like a little bit of tape or with some of the floral wire, just like wrap it around. This tinsel actually has wire in it, so I can just wrap it around one of these rings. And I'm gonna wrap it around the exterior ring, and then when that's done, I'll wrap it around the interior ring. Sparkly. Something wrong with me? My arms are killing me. Okay, so fluff it a little bit. So it has its little like skeleton frame. This is cute. You could put another layer of plain tinsel, carry on, but to kind of like reflect off of the silvery colors, I want to add some pom-poms. So you can either use regular pom-poms and attach that to the wreath ring with wire, or I have this. So I'm just gonna use this and like wrap it around the wreath. Final step, the fun step, which is another layer of tinsel. Ideally, it will be holographic because it looks so cool, but you know, go with what you got. So this one is a lot like you don't have to tie it so tightly around the wreath. So you're just gonna tuck it in, and then this layer just goes like around the whole wreath. And then you'll just go and you can kind of like weave it in and out, but it's gonna be a lot like bulkier and fluffier. And then your pom-poms are just gonna kind of peek through that. You ready? Look how cute it is! It's a perfect little holographic wreath for your campy, kitschy Christmas. Let's go make some fondue. A miracle. Okay, I'm going to start working on the hot pot flavorful broth. So the idea is we're gonna start with a pretty tasty, kind of spicy-ish broth, and then as we cook stuff and add stuff to it throughout the night, it's going to become tastier. And then the final goal is to add some noodles, like some rice noodles to that broth, and then it'll be so good. So I don't have any broth, so we're going to make some with some scraps that I have. I have like these leeks that I kept in the freezer, leek tops, like this bit of onion, just a couple things. We'll just cook that for a little bit. Remove the greenery, and then we'll add some more tasty things to the broth. That. They're frozen. I look like I'm like very strong right now. I am very strong. Okay, and we'll just let that bubble away. Okay, so we've got a nice broth going here. I'll probably leave it a little bit longer. But once we strain that broth, we're gonna add a little mixture to it. I'm gonna make it in here. I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of soy, 2 tablespoons. A little chili crisp. We have a little bit of ginger paste here. Okay, so I'm just gonna take all the bits out of our broth. To this, I'm going to add our mixture. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, and I think that's ready to start being cooked in. Broth done. Yum. So I made this little plate. Cute little veggies for dipping. I think I'm gonna make some dipping sauces. I might make like a peanut sauce, and then I'll just put out like sriracha and some kind of like soy, sesame seed oil, garlicky. Okay, so the hot pot is done. I just have to put out a couple of dishes with the sauces in them, and I'm gonna save the chocolate for the end. So to make the chocolate, I'm just gonna heat up some oat milk. You could also use coconut milk from a can. and pour it over the chocolate chips that I have and let that melt. And then we're working on our little dippable plate. So far, I have strawberries and raspberries. What my mom used to do is she would buy this huge box of cream puffs from Costco. So it would just be like a kilo of whipped cream filled cream puffs that were in the freezer. I would eat half of those before we would even have fondue dinner. And then afterwards, because the whipped cream would freeze, so it was like ice cream in this pastry shell. Anyways, I thought about making cream puffs, but then I made 11 cakes yesterday, so it wasn't gonna happen. What I do have is pretzels, which we'll use for the cheese, but also with the chocolate. My friend Kyle is coming and he loves chocolate covered pretzels, so I think he's gonna flip. So we'll put some of those here. Vegan marshmallows. And then for fun, I brought some cake scraps and some extra little bits of cake I have. So this one is like a cardamom rose, which I think will be really good with the cake, which will be good with the chocolate. And then I'm gonna cut up some of this cake, which is just a plain vanilla, to dip in the chocolate. One time we were having cheese fondue and it was in a ceramic fondue pot, and I don't know if it got too hot, I don't know how that happened, but it cracked and there was like flowing magma of cheese drifting down the table with like one or two people trying to stop the flow, and then the others being like, I'll just eat the cheese, that will solve the problem. I'm just gonna do a couple more last minute things before my friends get here, maybe change out of my Weasley sweater. Somewhere in my memories. That's Home Alone, but it's the same thing. So once everyone got here, we started with the cheese fondue. It was so good, and it was just really fun to like sit around and be dipping stuff and like dropping stuff in the cheese and making jokes. And I was so happy with the flavor and the texture that we got from the cheese fondue. It was really like cheesy and stretchy and really satisfying. The hot pot brothy fondue was so good, and I think we're gonna do that like more regularly. It was just a really fun way to eat and hang out together, and I wish I could go to hot pot restaurants and not die, but that's not gonna happen. And the chocolate fondue got demolished. I didn't think we would finish it. You'll notice that there's no fire under that fondue pot, and that is because we could not find the correct kind of fondue fuel. So no worries about the fire tradition happening and burning down my apartment. We used my hot plate eventually just to keep the hot pot hot and bubbling away, so that was a really good option if you don't have a fondue pot. It was a really nice party and a really nice way to kind of start off the holidays. Thanks for watching this episode. I hope you eat fondue because it's actually really fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. If you make the wreath, send me pictures. I really like when you send me pictures of stuff that you make. I love it. All right, bye.